like to welcome Florida Governor Ron DeSantis to the interview room here at the World Golf Championships Workday Championship at the concession. Thank you for joining us, Governor. As a golf fan, what was your reaction to this World Golf Championship being moved to the Bradenton, Sarasota area this year?
Well, first, let me just say our prayers are with Jupiter Island resident Tiger Woods. When I saw that news, it was really, I was scared. Obviously, he has some things to deal with, but fortunately not life-threatening. So our thoughts and prayers are with Tiger. He's a great champion, and we're really proud that he's a Florida resident. I'll tell you, the concession, this is a fantastic facility. Bruce Cassidy's done a phenomenal job, obviously designed with Jack Nicklaus and Tony Jacklin. I think that this is one of the very best facilities in the state of Florida, really one of the best I've seen anywhere. So I think this is going to be a great venue to have the World Golf Championship back in the state of Florida. We loved having it when we did all those years. And so I think that there's a lot of excitement. This is a great area to be able to do this in. This is one of the fastest growing areas in the state of Florida, and heck, for the country probably for that matter. So it's really, really good. But we also really appreciate all the PGA Tour has done for the state of Florida, the role that they play, having their headquarters, of course, in Ponte Vedra Beach, my old stomping grounds. And then we're looking forward to this tournament being the kickoff to a number of great events coming up with Arnold's tournament, obviously the Honda Classic and the Players. But then we were also happy that Valspar was able to stay in the schedule. Obviously, it's going to be after the Masters. So we think it's going to be a really great stretch of golf here in the state of Florida. This is kicking it off. And I think the folks tuning in, seeing this golf course and seeing the challenges that presented, I think there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be really impressed.
Absolutely. That 4-week stretch coming up is a great kickoff point here at the concession. And speaking of the concession, just how familiar are you with the 69 Ryder Cup and the situation that inspired the course name here?
Well, of course, I know it, and Jack Nicklaus is the ultimate sportsman, and for him to make that concession was something that's really lived on in golf lore, and for him and Tony Jacklin to collaborate with that moment being the inspiration for this facility. It's really a neat thing, and I think it's a great golf course. It's in a great part of the country. There's a lot of great people that are a part of this club, but to have that and see, I was walking in, I saw all the paraphernalia from Ryder Cups past, and to really have that theme, it's really a unique club and a unique course.
Just golf in general, Governor, have you been surprised by the increase in the golf participation since the pandemic began?
Not at all. In fact, one of the things I remember talking with guys at the tour, golf has to go on. When everything was happening, everyone was freaking out in March, I said, we have to give people outlets to be able to do things. And the fact is, when you're doing things outdoors, that's one of the safest environments you could possibly have when you're talking about respiratory infections. And so what we saw in Florida was people going to the golf course more than they ever have. If you look at a place like the Villages, one of our largest retirement communities, they set their record for golf rounds during the pandemic, and it wasn't even close. It was over and above anything they had ever seen. I think more and more people got into golf. I think that's been a very good thing. And we actually, Florida, you're seeing now new golf courses are being planned to be built. That was not something that was happening for a long, long time. So it's a terrible thing to have to go through, obviously, but when you're dealing with something like that, you want to deal with it in the most productive way. And I really believe that if you look at Florida in terms of the COVID, we have probably the most vulnerable population, and yet we're 28th in per capita COVID mortality. I think there's a lot of reasons for that, but I do think the fact that people weren't just sitting at home every day, that they had outlets to be able to go and enjoy themselves, that does contribute to more mental health. It contributes to more physical health. And I think it's been a huge, huge positive for the state of Florida. I was never going to allow golf to shut down. We had to keep it going. And you know what? There's so many great people who work in this industry in the state of Florida, from top to bottom, as well as a lot of these caddies. I really wanted the caddies in there. There was a fear that if they handed the club, we know that's not a significant risk. And so to have caddies employed, I know not all clubs have them, but many do. Many of the facilities like TPC Sawgrass offers them, and they're an important part of our state as well.
And just finally, Governor, there's a limited number of guests on site this week, but obviously this event of the stature, it's broadcast globally. What can that do for an area like Bradenton, Sarasota?
Well, I think it's great. I mean, this is really people are gonna look at the beauty here. It's gonna be fantastic. But I would also say, I know as we get forward in the schedule, the tour is gonna have more and more fans and galleries, and we support that in Florida 100%. We think that it's a safe environment. We think people can make decisions about whether they want to go. So hopefully by the time we get to players, we'll have a pretty significant gallery. We're doing a lot with senior citizen vaccinations here. We're going to have 2.5 million seniors vaccinated within probably the end of the week, and we're going to continue going on from there. So I think it's going to put on the map. And I would just say, finally, if you look around golf in the United States, the state of Florida, for great, and there's great clubs like the Concession, obviously people understand that, but for public access golf, you look at TPC, the Players, you can go play there. You look at Arnold Palmer's tournament, you can go play at Bay Hill. You look at Valspar, you can go to Innisbrook, PGA National. You can go down there and play these courses that are doing. So I think our public access offerings, some of these resort courses are really the tops in the country. And I didn't even mention things like Stream Song and all these other ones that are really good. So Florida's open for business. If you want to get out and have a vacation or relax, this is a place you can come. We obviously got a lot of other stuff going on, but this will be a place where you can enjoy really top-notch golf that's accessible to the public. And we think that that's important.
Well, we can tell you're a big golf fan with a number of names you just reeled off there, but we appreciate your time this morning, Governor. We know you're a busy man, so thank you for joining us here at the Workday Championship.
Thank you. Take care.